Hi everybody, I just want to welcome you to our webinar. Katie and I are here, and Katie's a brand new distributor. So we're going to talk a little bit about Zija, why now. I'm not going to use the PowerPoint. The PowerPoint's helpful in some aspects because you get a little bit better picture of the company. But what I want to talk, we're just going to have a little table discussion, and I'm just going to share with Katie a little bit about why I chose Zija and why now is a good time to really get started. I know Katie's really excited about getting started. She's already had some incredible results with the products. So let's talk about the products a little bit first.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about your experience, because you started with a sample pack.
I did. I was skeptical for a long time, actually. You've been very encouraging, a series of health concerns, weight concerns, and I finally decided it was time to try it. And I had a caffeine straight up addiction. I'll have to say 3 to 4 cups of coffee just to make it through a day. So I started with XM Plus and Smart Mix, and those are the 2 products that really got me thinking, kind of off the bat. I have given up caffeine altogether. I am less foggy and dependent upon anything to get me through the day. I have much more energy, releasing weight, really just taking a positive turn. So that was sleeping better. That's the other big thing. I really struggled with that. It would take so much caffeine to get me through the day that it was affecting the night as well.
And you got started with a new kit.
I did, and have never looked back. It's been an incredible 3 weeks. Brand new, just starting.
And weight release, because I know you had some.
Yes, 8 pounds so far.
In 3 weeks.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes, very
That's
excited.
awesome.
Gone for good.
So I'll tell you a little bit about why I get started with Zija, because I think it's important. Everybody gets started for different reasons. I wasn't looking for nutrition. I was looking for business opportunity, and there's some things that you look for in a company when you're looking for business opportunity. And really the first thing you look at is leadership.
Definitely.
You are involved with some leadership things, and you're definitely a leader, so you understand that. It doesn't matter how great your products are. If you don't have corporate leadership that has integrity, that knows what they're doing, that's been there, done that before, you have a company that may or may not stick around.
Absolutely.
And this is an industry where literally tens of thousands of companies have come and gone in the last 70 years. So what's interesting about our company is it's founded by Ken Brailsford, who co-founded Nature Sunshine. The company's over 40 years old, still in business today. He also founded another company called Enrich International. That company's still in business today. Both of those companies have joined the ranks of legacy companies. And what's really interesting about that, Katie, is that in the past, there's never been anybody to do that before.
Right.
So Ken is the only one who's ever founded 2 legacy companies. And his heart and his passion when he started this company had nothing to do with money. It was to create a legacy.
Right.
Really his legacy, not a legacy company, but his legacy. And when he watched the Moringa documentary, he said he was spiritually prompted to come out of retirement and off the mission field to come back and build Zija. So really our foundational products, Smart Mix, Super Mix, XM Plus, those are our nutritionals, and they are
amazing.
Yes, they are. They are amazing, but they are also, their foundation is Moringa,
right,
which is what got Ken back into business, right? So if you've never watched the Moringa documentary, it's amazing. It was a Discovery Channel documentary that was aired, and somebody handed him a VHS.
Just a few years ago.
It didn't take long for those to be obsolete, but it was a VHS copy that he watched, and that's what really spawned Zija, because there was no other company that was marketing a Moringa product. So we were first to market. We are still the only company that markets Moringa in an enzymatically alive form so that your body recognizes it as food, and it's able to be 100% bioavailable, whereas other companies, a lot of them, they don't have all the nutritional parts in them.
Right.
And I think that's really important because we have the leaf, the seed, the fruit. So when we talk about 92 verifiable nutrients, they're in all the parts of the tree, but if you go somewhere else, you're not going to get all that. So those are our foundational products. And then really what put the company into momentum was the weight management system. And that's what you've experienced. We have XMPM, XMAM, XM Burn. Those are not diet pills, but they do help to get your body in balance. And what I tell people is if we can get your body in balance and it's doing what it's supposed to, weight release is a side effect.
Absolutely.
So the other big thing that we've included in our weight management system that a lot of people don't address is detoxing and a focus on the liver. Not just detoxing, but a focus on the liver. A lot of companies will have a detox, which is really a colon cleanse.
Yeah.
You can flush away a lot of pounds. However, they just come right back if you don't change things. And this is more focused on detoxing the liver because the liver burns fat. And I tell people it's why we have something that offers sustainable weight release.
Yeah.
So a little bit of back and forth with products in the company because it's all tied in together. When I joined the company, we didn't have all these products. We had Smart Mix. We had XM3, which is a liquid version of XM+.
40-ounce bottles.
Yeah, the big ones that people thought they could drink the whole thing at one time. And that was about it. And not long after I joined, the weight management system came out, and we just started getting phenomenal results with that. Our protein is different in that it's only got 5 or 6 ingredients.
Yeah.
And people get results. It's all absorbable because it's denatured. Right. A lot of companies will offer you a whey supplement or whatever, but they denature it. They concentrate and isolate and all that sort of stuff in a lab. So we've got just a phenomenal array of products. We have corporate leadership that is truly second to none. We're not saying that.
No,
it's the truth.
That's the truth. That was one thing that was shocking to me. I'd heard that, but you hear that from so many companies.
Right. We're the best.
You know, like, oh, we have whatever you may need. And it's shocking to me that top leaders are available. I mean, and that goes beyond you. Everyone is accessible. And it's a team effort to succeed. It's literally to spread health. I mean, just it's so different, and the leadership is there. That truly makes all the difference. The knowledge is there. The products are there.
Well, we've just been really blessed. We live in a little teeny tiny, literally 5 traffic lights. We have one at Walmart, and we have 4 on the square. So we live in a 5 traffic light town. Yeah. And we've had corporate leadership and David Moses come and sit at the table with me and eat at Grits. So this is another little on the square restaurant.
The only.
Yeah, true story. But they're really well known throughout the Southeast, and so David and Russ Bianchi, and I've had just it is really cool, and they've come to Macon. You don't have to put 500, 1,000 people in the room to have corporate support. And they're not just our corporate leadership, they're our friends.
Literally.
And it's so cool. So that is something that has made a huge difference for me. But the other thing, Katie, is you've got your company. You want a company that's got that leadership. You've got good products, which we have, and we haven't even talked about a lot of them. The other thing is really timing, because Nature Sunshine is a great company. Yeah. Right? It was founded 40 years ago, still in business today. But there's what they call a sweet spot in network marketing. In this industry, there's a sweet spot, and it's kind of like that in lots of companies. You'll see them grow really fast, and then they kind of level off. And it's no different in our industry. If you get to the point where they're leveled off, it's really hard to build a business. And I always think about Avon.
Great point.
The problem with Avon is not that you don't have somebody to have accessible, but it's who do I choose? Because everybody, everywhere does. And so when you have that kind of a situation, it's really hard to build a business.
Absolutely.
But if you and I were to go out in Forsyth, and I've been doing this for 6.5 years. And I've lived here all my life, so it's not like I'm some obscure person. Even though I'm a homeschool hermit, right? Still people know me. But if you were to go out on the street today, I promise you could ask 100 people, if they know about Zija, and you would be lucky to get one.
Absolutely.
So it's something where we're at that point in the growth curve where we're really starting to hit momentum, and it's not just going to be a legacy company. It's going to create legacy incomes for those people who decide this is the time for them to plug in, get on board. And so I think I would be remiss not to talk a little bit about Ameo and Dr. Plant. Talked a little bit about Ken Brailsford. Our whole corporate staff is amazing, but Dr. Plant is the
genius.
Yes, beyond genius.
Yeah.
But it's fun because he's a geeky, funny nerd. He's not just a geeky nerd, but he's a funny geeky nerd. He's just so much fun, and he too has been to Macon, Georgia. And so
metropolis.
Yes, and so he came to Zija. And this is a little bit of assumption on my part, but all his research in school was based on botanicals.
Yep.
And essential oils. You can see some of the studies he's done before. And his dilemma when he graduated from school was not finding a job. It was finding something that he could do to make a difference in people's lives. And because he had done all this research with essential oils, and the marketplace is really glutted with essential oils. So when they say essential oils, I'm like, great, there's lots of essential oils, right? But again, we're a category creator with these oils because his passion was to bring to market an oil that was of the same quality and potency that he'd done his research with.
So it's not simply therapeutic grade.
Yes.
It is above and beyond.
Yes.
Again, category creator, as you said, just above and beyond that.
So, you can, again, just like you said, somebody asks you, they'll tell you, mine is the best, right? We have the best. We test ours. They're great. But the difference with Ameo's oils is you can see those tests.
Yeah.
I can see those tests.
Yeah. Per batch.
Anybody
per
can
batch.
see those tests.
That's
right.
what blows my
mind. So you
mind.
just pick up the bottle, you look on the bottom, you find the number, you plug it in, and you can see all that testing. And you can see the potency, and you can see that all the stuff that's supposed to be in it is in it. And the, True Lavender is a good example of that. So with Katie's got some work going on, so hopefully that background noise is not too distracting. But True Lavender is really a good example of that, because when we started looking to find a supplier,
right? Because
we use oils that grow in indigenous places. We don't claim to own all the farms. We just have relationships with them. We seek out organically grown, wildcrafted. Just we're looking for reputable suppliers,
right.
And all the suppliers that got our oils from, they were coming up short when they were measuring the lavender. And so finally they went to them to ask, and apparently all the other purchasers wanted them to remove a particular constituent because they didn't like the way it made the lavender smell. It doesn't matter that we were taking out the benefits of it,
right?
Because that particular constituent actually does some very beneficial things health-wise, but it didn't smell as nice. So we had to go, and that is truly why it's called True Lavender.
I love it.
So we're very committed at Zija International to putting the best product on the market and standing behind that. Mm-hmm. Not just there's 3 different levels of quality assurance. We do our own testing. We have somebody else do testing. So we go above and beyond to make sure what we put in the hands of the consumer is the best quality that's available. And I think that's really important, because for my family, I really want the best quality.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So we've talked a little bit about some of the products. We didn't even touch on ripsticks. We have a whole other line of products. But I just wanted to take a little bit of time to explain why Zija and why now. Because even though I wouldn't go backwards, right? When I joined Zija, it was kind of a little bit early in the game. We weren't on the growth curve. We were on the build, the infrastructure.
We're ramping up.
Yeah. We've been on the runway for 6 years, right?
We're in a taxi a little while longer.
and we did. We've heard that a lot. We're on the runway. We're taxiing. We're on the runway. But literally this past year we lifted off.
Yeah.
And the growth is there, and it's just amazing what we're seeing happen. So I'm really excited to be a part of Zija, and I just wanted to put this little webinar together so that other people could get a little glimpse of who we are and why we would love to have you on our team.
Absolutely.
And I know that Katie's got friends that are all over the place, so I thought this would be fun for us to put together so she could share it with her friends, and you're welcome to share it with your friends too. So thank you for joining us this afternoon. If you have any questions, you can post them in the Facebook event page, or this will be available as a replay. You'll be able to leave comments there. Definitely reach out if you do have questions. Get back to the person that invited you to watch this and get all your questions answered, because in my opinion, you won't find a better company to be associated with. And I promise you, if you'll try the products and be consistent, it'll be game over.
Yeah. Set a game on, it is game over. Absolutely. That was how it was for me. It took 3 weeks of being consistent. I was committed, and the changes have been amazing. As you said, I wouldn't go back, and I'm only 3 weeks in. So
awesome. Well, thank you for letting me come and visit with you, Katie, and thank you all for joining us.
Thanks, guys.
Awesome.